excited to learn about this pumpkin ale.
We've got it started already. I've taken the turkey and I found a nice big stainless steel bowl. It's going to be big enough to hold the turkey and the brine. You're also going to want to make sure in your refrigerator at home that you've cleared enough space in advance, so you're going to definitely map that out. Then we're going to, once we've got the turkey in the bowl, we're going to add the pumpkin ale, like about a couple 6-packs of this size bird, and we have the recipe for you to make it easy. It's also got a little bit of clove, some fresh sage, nice bay leaves, and chopped garlic, and then we've incorporated that with the salt that creates the brine.
Cool. What does all that brine do?
Well, the brining is going to add a little moisture and flavor and impart that into the meat. When it sits overnight, it's also going to ensure that the thawing is completed, and then when we put it in the oven and cook it up, it's going to really taste good and it's going to make your house smell great.
So the turkey's been soaking in the brine now for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Do we have to flip it over or anything?
Well, what I've done, about halfway into it, you want to make sure the bird is completely brined. So we started it on its back, and then we wanted to flip it over, probably just before you go to bed. Turn it in and get it on the breast side down so all that brine gets into completely all of the meat. And then to prepare that in the pan, we put some carrots, celeries, and onion, and we put that in just nice fine chop. That's going to be on the bottom of our roasting pan. Okay. And we put the turkey on that. And then we're going to save that vegetable later, and that's going to go perfectly with our gravy. We're going to get all those flavors that roast out of the bird. Plus, we're going to reserve about 2.5 cups of the brine, and we're going to reduce that down, and that's going to go in with all the flavor. All right, now we have one more step before we go in the oven. And that's going to be put a little sage butter under the skin of the bird, and that's going to help ensure some great flavor and some good moisture that's going to help us with the roasting process. So we'll take the brine, we can set that aside. Okay. We've saved our 2.5 cups that we're going to use later for the gravy. And we're going to take our bird, and what we want to do is just basically lift up some of the skin under the breast here, and get your finger underneath there just to kind of pry that off. And then we'll take the sage butter that I've made, a little chopped sage and a little bit of nutmeg, and also black pepper and salt. And then we just take that and we get that under the skin. You just take a spatula and just get it under there, and then you're going to just massage that right onto the meat. And if you could help me out a little bit, just lift this skin up, hold that up, and we're going to take a nice amount of this butter and we're just going to slip it under the skin. And see how that the spatula just push it right under and just kind of massage that right into the skin, onto the meat. And that's going to give us a lot of great flavor later. So I've got the oven set at about 350, 325. Also depends upon your oven. And also pull out the racks again, make sure there's space. And we're going to just slide that in the center of the oven. Okay, well, we have a few more steps while the bird's cooking, and we've reserved some of that brine. And what we're going to do with that, about every half hour, we're just going to open up the oven, and we're going to take the pastry brush and brush a little bit of the brine over the top, and that's going to help ensure that the skin stays nice and moist, and it's nice and crispy, and it won't burn, and it'll be quite good.
John, I've learned about basting and cooking times, but everyone tells me I need a thermometer. Why is that?
Well, we use a thermometer to make sure that it's done to the right temperature. And I'm going to show you how to do that. We'll get our turkey, it's ready out of the oven. And we've seen that all our hard work is paid off. We've got that nice juicy bird. Close that up. And we're going to take our thermometer, standard kitchen thermometer, and basically what we want to do is we want to take it and put it right in between the thigh and the main part of the bird there. That's kind of the thickest part of the meat, and that's going to help us get to ensure that we take it to 165, 175 degrees.
Okay.
So you leave it in there for just a couple minutes. You watch the needle rise until when it starts to stop moving, then you'll know exactly where you stand. And we are ready to eat. Before we get it to the table though, we're going to let the bird rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. And that's going to help with the juices that are kind of pushed out to the edge of the bird during the cooking process. Give it a chance to settle down. And that's going to ensure that all that nice breast meat on top is going to be really juicy. And with all that brining procedure we did, it's going to be a great tasting bird. All right, Tim, now that we've got the turkey out of the pan, we've set it on our cutting board to rest. We're going to finish it off with the gravy. We've got all those carrots, celery, and onions that roasted in the bottom of the pan with the turkey. And what we want to do to prep for the gravy is we're going to take one bottle left, pumpkin ale. Well, we have a few more. And we're going to deglaze right over all those vegetables. And it's going to lift up all of the good flavors that cooked out from the turkey. And we're going to take that and reduce it down a little bit and make our gravy. We've got great sweet potatoes with apricots, the garlic mashed potatoes with a little bit of sweet butter, traditional stuffing, little celery and onions in there, fresh sage again, and then the green beans with a roasted shallot. So we're going to head and plate that up with our turkey right in the center of the plate. And then we're going to put a little bit of the sweet potatoes. You've got to have a little bit of all the flavors in there. A little bit of mashed potatoes. The stuffing. Gotta have some good stuffing. You bet. We're gonna get some green beans, get some of those good roasted shallots, just a few of those, and just place those on the side. And then we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of cranberry. I like to put that right in the center. And then finally we've got some of that nice gravy made with the pumpkin ale. And we're gonna just put that right across the turkey. Keep that nice and moist.
It's a beautiful dish.
And we've got a beautiful plate. Any other questions? I think you got 101 turkey covered.
It's time to eat.